Hey everyone, welcome back to Addie P's Real Estate Tea. Today is story time. So gather around, let's have a little discussion here. Now, before I get into this discussion, please, if you like what you hear in this video, hit that thumbs up button. Also consider subscribing. I post here every Wednesday. And when you subscribe, please hit the bell notification to be notified of future videos on the channel. And you already know, if you follow your girl over on Instagram, don't forget to drop her a heart and show her some love. All right. Now, I wanted to discuss with you all who are out there looking to invest in real estate. I did a video a couple weeks ago with a good friend of mine, Nicole Carson, through a Second Story Wealth Planners. And we discussed, well, I should say, Nicole discussed some of the importance of having an investment in your real estate portfolio. So you'll want to check that video out, okay, because she has some great tips there. And also consult Nicole in any future financial planning that you may have. But anyway, let's circle back to real estate investing. So you find the perfect investment, okay, and you put in your offer is accepted, and that property is already tenant occupied. All right, now here is the thing that I want you all to do. Beside actually getting whatever lease that owner landlord has in place with the current tenant, I want you to take it a step further and ask them if they have any kind of verbal arrangement or non-written arrangement with the tenant. So let's take it back a year or two. And I had a client who was purchasing an income property. And the property was tenant occupied. There was a lease in place. And the lease had on there everything that nothing stood out. Let's just put it that way. So everything goes great with the transaction until literally the 11th hour. It was the day before settlement, and we were due to get the security deposit that was going to be given to my client at settlement. And that's typically what happens, at least here in PA. I don't know how other states handle that, but we were able to ask the settlement company to provide the security deposit and take it out of the seller proceed. That way the seller didn't have to bring anything extra with them, forget a checkbook at home, that type of thing. Okay, so long and short of it, we find out that the tenant had a delinquent bill, a delinquent municipal bill, and the landlord at the time took care of that. However, the landlord did not take care of that out of their funds. They took care of it out of the security deposit. So the landlord said, "Well, no, the security deposit, let's just say $1,000, is only $600 because I used $400 to take care of this tenant's municipal bill," which the legalities of that, if there are any lawyers in the house, please let me know what your thoughts are on that. But we did take care of it. We did settle. My client was not pleased about it, but needless to say, my point being is that make sure if there are any kind of things like that, that's being asked. Now, we did, of course, do our due diligence up front. However, for whatever reason, there was some mix up, and those things were not discussed on the other side with my client and I. So it was kind of one of those unknowns until it actually happened. And again, my client was fine. Everything worked out. We made some other arrangements, but it just made me think of that when I'm talking and discussing now regarding investing in real estate and there are the potential of inheriting a property or purchasing a property, not inheriting, that has a tenant, and you want to make sure that there are no other arrangements that were made, because that could potentially get messy, especially if the new landlord or the incoming landlord is just like, well, hold on. I don't know what you're talking about. Let's use, for example, you're purchasing a property and the current tenant, is, say, taking out the trash, doing exterior maintenance, cutting grass, shoveling snow to get $100 knocked off of his rent. Well, if you don't have that written down somewhere, or that information is not divulged, and the new landlord comes in and is like, okay, well, you owe me $1,000 a month, not 900. Why are you paying me 900? Oh, well, I always cut the grass. I always do X, Y, and Z for a rent reduction. Okay, well, not with me. So that causes tension in the very beginning, where it doesn't have to. So you want to make sure that on both ends, both selling side and buying side, that we have as much information as possible, both non-written, non-verbal, or verbal agreements, and written agreements, that everything that you can humanly think of, that you have discussed and made arrangements with that tenant with, that is happening, and that they are advised of accordingly. All right, well, that's all for story time. If you have some more real estate related topics that you want to hear about, please make sure to comment below. And again, thank you for joining me. Have a blessed one.